What's up, guys? Pikachu's cousin here, bringing you an OU battle against my buddy Robert. And this is the very first OU battle I've ever had. I think I had like one on Pokemon Online before, and that's really it. So yeah, let's just roll it. And I probably made some stupid plays here and there, but I don't know. Like I said, first OU match. So I saw that he had a Ferrothorn on his team, so I figured he might lead off with that and try and set up a bunch of spikes and stuff. So I lead off with my Emboar, and he does lead off with his Ferrothorn, and he's like, shitballs, I need to switch out. So I figured that this Jellicent was the only thing that could take a fire or a fighting move, so I just went for the Wild Charge to see if he would switch into it. And he does, and it really pays off on my part. Takes it right out with one hit, and that's great for me. And what does he bring out? He's going to bring out his Latios. And this thing is a monster. I didn't really have anything for this Latios, so I really lucked out on it. You'll see. He goes for the Draco Meteor just to hit anything that I switch out into. But I bring out my Bronzong, and it doesn't do that much. So he's going to switch out because he knows that it would just be a waste of time. And he's going to bring out his Virizion. I think that's how you say it. And I see the switch coming, so I set up my Stealth Rocks. And I'm gonna bring out my I'm gonna switch out because I don't want to take a fighting move, and I'm gonna go into my Gengar, and he does go for the close combat, so doesn't affect me, which is great. And I set up the substitute, and he also sets up the substitute, so we got a little substitute thing going on right here. And I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball just to take out his sub, and he's gonna go for the Stone Edge, I believe, to take out my sub. This is kind of just a little waste of a turn here, but I don't know, whatever. I just went up for the sub just because. And he gets a crit on my sub, which is kind of funny because it's useless. But I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball, just, you know, really hoping that this would take him out. But it doesn't. He lives with a juicy little chunk of HP there. And he goes for the Stone Edge, and he hits it again. And I was like, wow, man. If that was me, I would have missed twice. I missed Stone Edge and Focus Blast. Focus Blast is way worse in my opinion. I never hit it. But whatever. I go into my Tentacruel because I didn't really know what else to go into. So I figured maybe I could hit him with an Ice Beam or something. But he switches out into his Escavalier, and he takes the Ice Beam just like nothing. Just not very effective at all. And we're just taking some leftovers here. And I'm going to set up the Toxic Spikes because he doesn't have a spinner. You got to have a spinner, man. And Toxic Spikes are always good. And he goes for the Iron Head, and it's not very effective, but it still does a decent chunk. I mean, pretty sure I have Bold Nature with some defensive investment. I can't really remember how much I made this Tentacruel a while back. But I'm going to switch out into my Emboar because I want to get rid of this thing. And he sees the switch coming, and he switches out into his Virizion? I don't know. And it dies from the mixture of the Stealth Rocks and the Toxic Spikes. And he makes a really good play here. I think this was his plan all along, to fodder off that and then bring out his Dugtrio and hit me with an Earthquake. But he misclicked, and he goes for the Shadow Claw, and in the chat he was like, no shit, because that would have, if you went for the Earthquake, that would have been bye-bye Emboar. But I go for the Flare Blitz, and that is just gonna knock him to fuck out. And down goes that Dugtrio. And I'm sitting at 114 HP, which is pretty good, because I can still get some use out of my Emboar, so I'm gonna switch out. And I go into my Bronzong, but he sees the switch coming, and he knows not to go for a Dragon-type attack, so he goes for the Surf. Neutral damage, does a big-ass chunk of HP, looking to be a 2-hit KO, so I really have nothing else to take a Surf, so I let Bronzong die to another Surf, and I'm going to bring out my Tentacruel, hoping that really a Surf wouldn't kill me, but he switches out here, and that's really good, so I don't take any damage on my Tentacruel, which comes in handy later. And I switch out too, which I don't even remember doing that, but this is really lucky here. I switch out into my Magnezone, so now his Ferrothorn is trapped, and he's got nothing to do, so I'm going to set up the substitute just because I can. And he goes for the Leech Seed, which is great. He should have seen this sub coming, I guess. I mean, But whatever, I'm gonna go for the Hidden Power Fire, and boy, it does a nice chunk of HP to this Ferrothorn. And it's gonna be a 2-hit KO. And he goes for the Power Whip, and he misses. He should have went for the Gyro Ball there, because more accuracy. He probably would have... Actually, he probably wouldn't have taken out my sub, but it could have helped, I guess. But doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go for another Hidden Power Fire and finish him off. Bye-bye, you weird-ass Pokemon. Spiky fucking guy. I don't know, in my opinion, Ferrothorn is a weird-ass looking Pokemon. He's like a Pineco's cousin on crack. I don't know. But he goes into this Latios, and he goes for the Dragon Pulse to take out my sub. And I go for the Thunderbolt, because all I have Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Fire, and Substitute. So I figured Thunderbolt would be the best bet, and I do get a juicy crit right there. That was a lot of damage, and it's not very effective, so I'm praying to God right now, can I live a Dragon Pulse from a Choice Specs Latios? And I do live it with 48 HP, and that was a critical hit. Wow, that's nice. I always forget that Dragon is not very effective against Steel. But I go for another Thunderbolt, and he's sitting at 11 HP, I think Robert told me. And he goes for the Dragon Pulse to finish me off. And I was thinking, what the hell can I bring? Like, this thing is so powerful, I don't know if I can live. I'm thinking I'm gonna get swept by, like, a nearly dead Latios. So I bring in my Tentacruel, and I'm like, please, God, live this Dragon Pulse. And I do live it with 19 HP, and I go for the Ice Beam to take out that Latios. And I was just like, yes, that just happened. Alright, looking good now. So I believe his last Pokemon is his Escavalier, and he brings that out. And I go for the Scald, and it does a nice chunk of HP. Because I'm pretty sure these guys are usually always more physically defensive. And he goes for the Iron Head, and just finishes off my Tentacruel. And that's fine with me, because last Pokemon and all, don't really need it. And I'm just gonna bring out my Choice Band Emboar for the win, and go for the Flare Blitz, and just melt this guy down into bug soup, metal bug soup, I don't know, something stupid like that. But that was a good game. It was a really fun match, and I don't know, maybe I'll have some more OU matches. Easily my favorite tier to play is NU, but OU is fun too. But anyway, peace out guys, hope you liked it, bye.